This section explains the basics of how to interpret and identify a valid crossover. Now, we've already covered these points about what is a moving average, so I'll leave this slide up for a moment for you to recap. You can see in detail these points in parts 1, 2 and 3 of the moving average in this series of presentations. We've already introduced ROC, 7MA, 14MA. A new one is the whipsaw. Whipsaw patterns most notably occur when it's a very volatile market, where price fluctuations are basically unpredictable. So what do? There are the 5 key points in identifying a crossover. To see the definitions of them, we'll see our moving averages part 3. A crossover is when there is a penetration of the rate of change of an MA. Look at the graphs. They'll show many whipsaws, which means there's no way to know for sure which are real or which are fake. But is there? There are other techniques that we can use. You can use a percentage. That's quite common. It helps to identify some false whipsaws, meaning when a rate of change and a moving average crossover, you do not take action until it is done so by a set percentage. On a 7-day, 10-day MA, you may choose a 3%. On a longer moving average, you might choose 15 to 20%. Alternatively, this would encompass the entire MA crossover. So you could argue it's of no use. But there is more that can help. You can use a time period. How long does the crossover last? Again, you can set whatever time period works well with the samples that you take. So, when an ROC and an MA crossover occurs, you do not take action until it has done so and lasts by a set period of time. Many require the crossover lasts for an entire sample period. So in a daily period, this would mean waiting until the 2nd or the 3rd day before you know the MA has been violated. It's normally more reliable to use close prices. This is because the price at close remains stable for a prolonged period of time, normally during the time that the exchange is closed, but not necessarily. But it is a sustained price. So when you're doing your calculations, consider using the close price rather than the volatile trading prices. Another point that's very useful is to wait for an MA crossover to take place at the same time as a trend line is violated or a price pattern is completed. Look at your graphs. You will soon learn how to identify those times. If you include a percentage, a set percentage, and a set time period, they are strong signals for that the trend line or the price pattern is valid. Finally, investing and playing the markets is a lot of fun, but remember, stocks and shares do go up and down. Never risk more than you can afford to lose. In many clips, I'll introduce some of the techniques used by the professionals. If you have any questions or you would like a topic covered, please contact me by email at pmfmarkana@protectmyfriend.co.uk. Happy investing.